Hey Wilder folks, Alicia here. For this week's video, we are going to go over my top 6 favorite strength exercises for hiking. These are going to work on a strong core, hips, legs, and of course, feet to get you ready for a day out hiking. And I promise they're going to make both the way up and the way down way more fun. Before we hop into the gym and I show you some of these exercises, I want you to remember 2 things. The first, if you've got any injuries or if any of these exercises don't feel good, you need to stop right away. Don't be afraid to work with a pro to get to know your body a little bit better and then work on those weaknesses to help you feel great in the gym and on the trails. Second thing I'll remind you is if you can't do one of these exercises just yet, don't be discouraged. Even you working towards doing it is going to help you build strength that you can use out on your next hike. So without further ado, let's get into the gym and I can show you some of these gems. Okay, so my first favorite exercise to do is called clock squats. This exercise is mimicking that single leg stance that you have during much of the day when you're hiking, and it's teaching you stability and balance. You can challenge yourself to increase the depth of the squat of each one of these clock squats as you get better, but remember to keep that entire standing foot on the ground, pushing evenly through the toe and the heel. My second favorite exercise is called P step downs or Poliquin step downs. For this exercise, on that raised surface, I want you to raise your heel a little bit more. That's going to help you target your VMO, which is a muscle on the inside of your thigh that's going to help that kneecap track properly when you're hiking. At the top of the movement, make sure you squeeze your butt just to get full hip extension. Now the VMO is going to be most targeted in the first 4 inches of this movement, so you do not need to go ass to grass. But if you want to level up and you want to add some hip flexor strengthening as well, I encourage you to progress this one into a full pistol. My third favorite exercise is called Lateral Step Ups. I do these myself almost every single week. They cause actually more glute med activation and more activation through your calf muscles than a traditional step up, and they add in some mobility for your adductors. When you're completing them, challenge yourself to keep that top foot's heel down, to keep your hips level during the step up, and to let the knees travel over the second toe instead of staying back. That's going to reduce the shear forces through your knees in this one. If you want to up the ante, you can add a little bit of weight, either a sandbag on one shoulder or in front of you, or a barbell on the back. You can even add your hiking pack if you want to get really specific, but remember to go slow on the way down and really feel powerful on the way up for this one. My fourth favorite exercise is calf raises. Remember, when you're doing anything with the calves, they have a lot more type 1 fibers, so you're going to need a higher number of reps to get any strength or size gains. I would start with a traditional 2-legged calf raise, progress to 1 foot, and then add some load as you're ready. Remember for these to pay attention how your heel is tracking. A lot of times with folks that have repetitive ankle sprains, their heel will always be inside or roll to the outside when they go to do their calf raise. And you can get around that and build strength through the whole range of motion by actively changing the angle that your heel comes up relative to your toe. Doing these with a bent knee and with a straight knee will make sure you hit both parts of your calf muscle. And you can also add in some variability, like doing a rotating calf raise. I love those so much. Or doing high yield farmer's walks once you're ready. My fifth favorite exercise is a lunge with a front lever. These are continuing to work on leg strength, but they're adding in a core component and a shoulder component too, because we can't just forget about our upper body because we're going hiking. When the ground is all uneven and unstable below you, I like to think of a strong core as your base so that no matter what's happening underneath you, your legs can act like shocks. When we're doing the lunges, I want you to start with a range of motion that feels strong for you. You can increase the depth as you start to feel confident. Now, as opposed to the calf raises, I would probably suggest a lower number of reps for these with added weight. That is going to make each and every step a lower percentage of your 1 rep max and easier when you actually get out on the trail. Now, my 6th and final exercise actually has to do with your feet. Strong feet inside of those hiking boots of yours are going to mean you have stability up in the rest of your body. And I will do a different video entirely on foot strength for hiking. For today, let's just try this exercise though. It's called a toe lift and switch. You're gonna press your big toe into the ground and lift all of your other toes. Then you're just going to switch. As you're doing this, try and keep your toes spread wide as opposed to gripped together, and try not to scrunch them like this. Rather, press them flat down towards the ground. Now, for some of the clients I've worked with, the first few times they've tried this, their toes haven't actually moved, but I promise you, just by working on it, thinking about it, eventually they will get with the program. The other thing to be super aware of is not letting your knee roll in and out in order to make your feet go in and out. Try and keep it relatively still as you work on those intrinsic muscles of your feet. I hope that sprinkling these exercises into your workout routine will help you have more fun in more places when you're out hiking. And if you do use them in your workouts, I'd love it if you sent me a message and let me know. I hope you have a wilder week, and we will talk to you guys soon.